Hey there, welcome back. Welcome to one of the most important section of this course. In this section, we'll be talking about permission as well as authentication. Now, before moving forward towards these two topics, we need to discuss about user first. So if I jump onto the admin section, click on user and click on Shubham, and if I scroll down a bit, you will see that we have several options by default in Django. The first one is about active, then staff status, then super user status. So when I talk about this super user status, that means I have power to do anything on this website. Maybe to edit something, maybe to delete something. When I talk about this staff status, that means I can access this admin panel, but I cannot edit anything. And when I talk about this active, that means the user is active on this website. So usually when you see you deactivate account on Facebook or you deactivate account on any other social media, that means you uncheck this active and then save. At currently I only have one user, so I cannot do that. But now when we register a new user, when we register any type of new user, they are by default a normal user. That means these content is not ticked, only active is ticked. So if I jump here, create a new user, let me call this as John, and here let me create a password according to these requirements. Here if I save this one, so we now created a new user with a username of John and then some password, and here you can see we are only selected as admin, and then we have staff as well as super user. The important thing is while testing everything in future, we cannot log in this John. So if I log out right now, try to log in again, and if I try to log in John here, you can see I'm going to get an error. The reason is John is not a staff member, is not a super user, so he cannot access this admin section. John is a normal user, but if I try to use Shubham here, you can see I am able to access all the content. And this is something important. To solve this problem in testing phase, later we are going to add our own registration, later we are going to add our own login page. But to solve this right now for testing phase, we are going to use some temporary thing, that is temporary login page. Now this temporary login is provided by Django itself, so we don't have to worry much. So what I'm going to do is if I jump onto my URLs, I need to visit my main URL. This main URL which is inside my watchmate. So if you see, this is my watchmate, this is my main URL. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize API auth. So the first thing I need to do is I need to create a, you can say, login page, or by default it is known as API auth itself. And here I need to include, and I need to pass REST Framework .urls. That's it. This is going to solve all our problem for this new section in which we'll be talking about permission. So this is going to give us temporary login form. And if I jump here, if I visit any type of my API right now, browsable API, if I refresh this one, you can see now we have this drop down box. If I log out, click on login again and try to use John now. And here let me add password for John. That means let me log in here. You can see now I am able to log in as John. And if I try to refresh my admin panel, I still cannot access this admin panel, but I can log in as John. So the main motive for this is I need to add review through John account. So with this form, I can add review with the help of John account, and I need user specific edit option. So Shubham should be able to edit review done by Shubham account. John should be able to edit review done by John account. And this is an important permission. So this was something basic I really wanted to discuss. Make sure to log in as admin and check about staff as well as super user, and also make sure to add this is a temporary solution that we are following for test purpose. Otherwise, this is not the actual login form that we are going to use. That's it for this lecture. Now from the next lecture, let us talk about permissions, which is pretty important. Thank you for following this lecture. I hope this one was helpful, and I see you guys in the next one.